pedal to the plastic. Oh, I think it's doing it. It's in the limp mode, I think. No, maybe not. I thought it did there for a second. Oh, wow. Holy crap, it actually shifted that time. I don't know. I don't know, maybe I can't recreate it. Howdy y'all, Countryfied Gamer 150 here. In this video we're going to be covering this Ancel FX6100, I believe is what the scan tool is called. I know, starting the video and I don't even know what the model number is. So yeah, it's FX6000 and FX6100, and I believe this is the 6100. Okay, so I didn't see a lot of videos about this particular scan tool, so I kind of wanted to do a video about it, as well as look at some live data and stuff of this car and try to figure out what might be the problem with it, which so far I've had some failed attempts on. Well, at least the parts of this video that are going to be in the later half of this video, not this part. I guess I do things backwards. I do the testing first and then do the intro. Yeah, I'm a little bit backwards, but anyway. So we'll do the auto search. I'm going to cover the VIN just because, I don't know, I'm kind of paranoid about information getting out. So we'll start with that. Okay. And then it showed up there too, I think. We'll do automatic search. Yes. Come in. Yes. There you go. Okay. I don't care if the model of my car gets out, but I just don't want the VIN number to get out. Okay, so we can generate a health report. And of course, there's 4 fault codes, which is like the O2 sensor, heater codes, and the misfire codes. And then I also have codes that are in relation to the TPMS and the ABS, because I have some sensors, some wheel speed sensors that are bad and whatnot. Yeah, this just gives you a runs through all your different modules and stuff. Here's all your different codes. There's your O2 sensor, passenger presence system. I'm not exactly sure what all that's about. I mean, the door locks, door lock receiver, left front tire, yada yada yada. This one here, these codes here might be, I did pull the fuse on the power locks because my job in this car, it likes to, every time you put it in park, it'll unlock the door, and every time you put it in drive, it'll lock the doors, and I didn't like that, so I just yanked the freaking fuse. I'd rather just leave them unlocked at all times. Power steering control module, lost communication with powertrain, multiple control system. Okay, that's interesting. That might be in relation to my other video, the short that I did that came up, power steering. That's interesting. Never seen anything about that. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. Back out of that. That's probably going to go to some web page that explains what it is or whatever. But that's fine. Back out of that. And then go into system selection. And of course you can do, you can go into the transmission and look at live data there. Your DTCs, which we already kind of looked at some of the engine DTCs. So yeah, it's got the O2 sensor performance codes as well as misfire codes. And of course, you got actuation tests, which we'll cover that later. Transmission control. And I think this is really cool as far as like the things that you can do with it. I mean, look at this. That's crazy. Freaking shift data, transmission data, 1, 2 shift time solenoid, 2, 3 shift time solenoid. Wow. There's just so many things you can look at on this. Command gear, calculated throttle position, gear ratio, input, transmission input shaft, adaptive data, adaptive pressure. Wow. I never even got into the whole transmission thing because I don't have any transmissions. I don't have any transmission problems with this car, so but yeah, it's just interesting to go in there and look at all this freaking data in regards to the transmission, torque converter, brake switch, command gear, gear ratio, duty cycle, transmission fluid temperature, transmission hot mode. Let's just look at that real quick. Obviously, I'm not going to look at everything, but I thought it'd be interesting to look at this stuff. So torque and duty cycle. Okay, let's actually put it in gear. So gear ratio is 3.978 to 1, I guess. Let's put it in reverse. Just see how if the duty cycle changes on the torque converter. Well, it still says 0%, so I don't know if I just give it a little bit of throttle here. Seeing any, well, it says 0 to 1 apparently. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. All right, that's interesting. Transmission fluid temperature 132 degrees. Okay, let's back out of that. Back some more. Okay, so yeah, I got all these different things we can look at on transmission. Actuation test. What kind of actuation test would there be? Torque converter control solenoid. Probably something you can't do if it's on. Huh. Interesting. 2 solenoid. Shift transmission. Okay. Does that mean we can literally go into any gear we want from a dead stop? That would be interesting. Second gear. Third gear. Fourth gear. Of course, with the torque converter, it might not allow, and it's just not going to change as I'm sitting and idling. It probably would make a difference if I was like going out driving. I'm actually kind of curious how this thing would, if you actually put this thing in like 4th gear. Let's see, that was the shift transmission, pressure control solenoid. State. Increasing it. Not really doing anything. Yeah, I think some of these like actuation tests or whatever, some of them just don't work. It's probably vehicle dependent, I would imagine. Yeah, I guess we can try that. I guess we can try the shift transmission. Because there's no way to actually put it in 4th gear, you know, aside from doing it yourself. So I'm just going to go ahead and back up here. go out on the road here a little bit. See if this thing is actually in fourth gear. I think that would be interesting. Alright. Get in a safe spot here. Okay, I probably should have waited until Alright, let's upshift it to fourth gear. I think it's as high as it goes, right? Device limit exceeded. What? What'd that say? Is it actually in fourth gear? Oh yeah. I'm like creeping like a turtle. Yeah, it's like it's in fourth gear, all right. I'm barely moving. Yeah, it's definitely at fourth gear, all right. All right, let's back out of that. All right, that was super interesting, though. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I definitely felt like I was in fourth gear. Okay. So we'll get on with the further testing, I guess. Let's see. Let's back up here. I think it says actuation test. There's a body control module. Actuation test. Exterior lighting. Miscellaneous test. Interior lighting. Interior lamps. Oh. Turn them on. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Seatbelt reminder, security LED, interior dimming, and an inadvertent power. I don't know what that is. Doors. No, that's just unlock doors. Okay. Alright. Let's just get out of that. Okay, so before it goes into limp mode, it does misfire some. So we're going to figure out exactly which cylinder it's misfiring on. Just waiting for traffic right now. And it only does it under heavy acceleration. I would like to be able to look at misfire data and the O2 sensors as well, because the O2 sensors, at least when it goes into the limp mode, it seems like that they cut out, like it drops the O2 sensors for whatever reason. Okay, so I think we're good. See no traffic. All right. Pedal to the plastic. Oh, I don't even think misfired there. Okay, there it's. Oh, wow. Looks like it's misfired on all of them. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right. Yeah, it doesn't like pedal to the metal for whatever reason. Now, it didn't go into limp mode yet. Maybe I got to do it again. Problem is, right now it got bad weather, you know, winter weather, and it's kind of hard to floor it. Let's see, because you got drifts and stuff. I don't want to be flooring it and went in an area where it's drifted. All right, let's try that again. Also some other noise in the engine which I can't figure out. Maybe it doesn't want to go into limp mode today. Of course, that's not that wasn't the point of this part of the video. The point of this part of the video is the misfire data. I'll check it when it's after it's done recording, because I can't look at the road and that at the same time. And unfortunately, too, I can't. I was wanting to actually graph it. I was wanting to record, you know, the camera on my phone. I wanted to record the actual graphing, but I guess if you're recording on the scan tool, you can't record the graph. I mean, I guess if I went into it and replayed it and then graphed it, I guess I could do it that way. But as far as, like, you know, recording it and graphing it at the same time so you guys can see it, but yeah, unfortunately, maybe the next time I go out, maybe it'll go into limp mode. Or, well, depending on where this is in the video. This is at the start or at the end. It's probably going to be at the end, so. The limp mode has already occurred then. I just happened to be recording this part first, because I really wanted to get the misfire data first. But as far as the video, I'm going to put the limp mode first, because I thought that was really interesting as well, how that the O2 sensors drop out. But we'll see if we can actually get it to do that. And obviously, there's something else in the engine that sounds like it's rattling or making noise, which is not good. I don't like that. But this is a good guinea pig, I guess. We'll test. Luckily, this car's paid off, and it's like, well, if it ends up at the scrapyard, no big deal. I mean, I'm going to miss it, don't get me wrong, but, you know, it's not going to be the end of the world. I decided to do this in order the time I recorded. Since I couldn't get it to go into limp mode, because that's what it did before. It would misfire, then it would go into limp mode, which it never did that this time. If we kind of fast forward here, get to the first misfire. This is a graphing of the misfires. (16, 18 out of 4, 2 on 2, 4 on 1. So that's the first event of the misfires. And by the way, I've had, you know, new coils and plugs put in it. So for those of you who might think it's that, it's not that. Let's fast forward here. So there's a couple there on cylinder 3. And then here's the second event. And this is what you get with the 6100. You get a charge cable, your OBDII cable, carrying case, manual. Alright, we'll try this again on the going into limp mode. I know for you guys it's probably the first time seeing it, but obviously things are a little bit out of order in this video, if you haven't already can tell that. Or maybe I might put them in order. I don't know. Whenever, going into the editing, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but anyway, so this is pulling out full beans again. That seems to be when it goes into that limp mode. Pedal to the plastic. Oh, I think it's doing it. It's in the limp mode, I think. Oh, maybe not. I thought it did there for a second. Oh, wow. Holy crap, it actually shifted that time. I don't know. Maybe I can't recreate it. I don't know. Alright, let's try that again. Interesting. Slow down. Of course, this thing don't want to act up the way I want it to. Hopefully I don't blow my motor up in the process. Oh gosh, dude. Did not like that, did it? It just don't want to go into limp mode. You just don't want to go. Alright, luckily there's nobody behind me, so I'll give it one more go. One more go here. Who knows, maybe doing this might fix its problem. Wow. Okay. Huh. Maybe enough full beans runs, maybe it fixed its problem. I don't know, it's weird. It's like all of a sudden it's acting better. Like I actually have more acceleration now, which is really odd. Yeah, she just shifted fine. What the heck? That don't make no sense. All the times it's gone into limp mode and now it won't do it. Huh. Maybe it worked out its own bugs. I don't know. Really bizarre stuff, man. Really bizarre stuff. Huh. Alrighty then. There might not be no limp mode in this video. The codes that I wanted to see, which, I mean, I guess is kind of a good thing. I mean, if it fixed its own problem. I don't know. Time will tell, I guess. I don't think we set any additional DTCs because it never went into that limp mode. Like I said, I might give it one more try, but let's see. Let's go back. Read DTCs. Yeah, it's the same ones. I think that heater circuit on the O2 sensor, I think it's just like a broken wire or something. I don't think it's super important. I don't think it has anything to do with the misfires and it going into limp mode. Yeah, we can try it again. I guess you give a whatever. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. To give a rundown, I guess, of the different like actuation things you can, the bi-directional controls that you have. So this is your RPMs, I guess. So I can increase it. So we're at 725. Oops. Did not mean to do that. I don't know what I did, but all right, increase it to 800. 900. I thought there was a way to shut off the injectors, but I'm not seeing that currently. There's 1,000. 1,100. Not exactly. Oh, what was that? Kind of stuttered there. 1175, 1,200, 1,225, 1,250. Again, must be a little bit of a delay, between each time I increase it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm increasing it too fast. Scan tool can't keep up. 1,400. 1,500. Okay. Why did it drop down? Okay, now it goes back. What? What are you doing now? It's like, I don't know. It's super weird. What are you doing? Like, I was increasing it, and it was like I had it at like 1,500, and for whatever reason, it just like went back to idle. Okay. So you got fuel system, fuel trim enable, which this doesn't seem to do anything that I can tell. You just basically have on or off. I click it on, it does nothing. So let's see, let's back out. What else we got? Misfire graphic. Come on. Come on. Is that, wait a minute. That seems like data. Yeah, that's just misfire data. Hold on. I thought that was under actuation test. It is. Huh. But there's like nothing I can do with it though. I mean, I could graph it, obviously. See, now I can record the misfires for each of the cylinders. I wish I would have known that when I was doing the last run where I was figuring out the misfire, which maybe I can find some way to incorporate that into the video. Like graph it, after it's recorded. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. Service bait test, evaporated emission test. Obviously, we can't really do anything here because device limit exceeded. Engine is running. Okay. Guess that's something you can't do when it's running. Let's see. I might go into generic OBDII. Let's see. Cooling fans. Obviously, you can turn the cooling fans on. I'd have to be outside to... Here, come on. It probably did turn on, because I heard the engine change. Okay. That would be something we'd have to look outside, I guess. I think I did try the fuel pump, but I'm not so sure it helped anything. Generator L terminal, what is that? And you must be running for accurate results. Okay. What is that supposed to do? Okay, something changed. I don't know what it did, but oh wait. Okay, so so it shut off the alternator. That's what it did. Okay, because you can see there 11 point whatever volts. Turn it back on. And you got 14.92 volts, which I think that's a bit high, to be honest with you. I've been questioning about this alternator for a while, you know, if the charge is too high. Because, I mean, even aside from this scan tool, you know, other things, other battery testers I've put on it, you know, it's just 15 volts. That's high, dude. But I had it to a mechanic, and of course, when he had it, it didn't do that. It didn't go to 15 volts. Spark control. See, you can do a spark retard. Okay. And it's kind of weird what it does, because it's like, as I increase it, and it only goes to 10. It does change. It's just the sound. I can tell by the sound. It just sounds different. So that is 10. 10, whatever the value is, retard. And if I exit out, then it just sounds different. I don't know, the idle sounds different. Idle spark, when I did that, it didn't seem like it did anything. We could go to dash lamps, and you have your mill. We can turn that on and off. So if we got right now, and there's no command, even though it's on, because there's obviously codes in it, but let's see if we turn it off, and I shut it off, and then if I go and turn it on, it's on. Okay. And the other videos I've watched on this scan tool, other reviews, it just seems like a marketing, you know, like a marketing thing where they're just trying to sell the scan tool. They're not actually giving like a live demonstration or a real life demonstration, I guess, as you will. Let's see, condition controls, relay. I'm also kind of skeptical of doing anything crazy, because I don't want to, you know, damage the car too much, even though I'm going out here and giving it full beans. Put to the floor. Okay, I don't know what this is. What is this? Device limit exceeded. Okay. So I guess we can't do that. Let's see. Loop status. Can we change it? Can we actually go into open loop? No, I guess we can. Open. That really didn't change anything. Closed. Yeah, I didn't hear no engine change. Okay, let's see. I don't want to do anything with the starter. I don't want to try to like engage the starter while it's running. That wouldn't be good. I think I already did the spark control. Air conditioning, camshaft, intake camshaft actuator, exhaust camshaft actuator, intake camshaft actuator. Oh gosh. Okay. It's gone up to above 1500 RPMs. Let's see, increase. Nothing's changing. Might have increased RPMs a little bit. Let's go back down. Can we go? Okay, that's 0. Okay, now I don't know what it's doing. Unless something's delayed. Okay, now the idle is creeping up. Okay, it's not liking that. Okay. That's at like 25 increase. Yeah, 36 times expired. Okay. Now we'll go to exhaust camshaft actuator. Okay, went up to 2500, and then it went back to Okay, now intake camshaft solenoid. Yeah, I guess you can't do that when it's running. Exhaust camshaft. Oh, okay. The engine is running. Well, I mean, at least it saves you from doing something stupid while the thing's running. What's something I would do? Okay, air conditioner relay. Engine must be off. Okay, I'll just cancel it then. Okay. I could go out there and show you guys like the cooling fans, but I don't know. That's not really that important. I thought, you know, I was curious. I'll cancel that one. I was curious about the fuel pump. If it actually shuts the fuel pump off. It says fuel pump relay. But I really couldn't get it to die though. Maybe I need to turn ignition on, engine off. Let's see, okay. So command state. Okay, I just heard it come on. Okay, turn it off. Well, there probably is still pressure on the line, so I probably can still start it. Even though I've commanded it off. I see voltage is, yeah, it's still creeping up there above 14.5. Let's see, hold on. It's still commanded off. I was wanting to see if it would actually start with the fuel pump off, because I turned it on first, so. No. Maybe I need to go back into it, you know. Maybe I need to back out of the test. Problem is though, I think it's going to automatically turn it on regardless. All right, let's back out of that. All right, let's go. Voltage out of range. I don't know what that means. I was just trying to get to where it wouldn't start. You know, because the fuel pump's not turned on. That was kind of my attempt, but it doesn't seem to be the case, though. I even tried to leave it set and run for a while, you know, with it off, and to see if it would actually ever, you know, run out of fuel. I guess I can rev it up a little bit here. The thing is I don't know if it's actually shutting it off or... Obviously, I heard it when I turned it on. Like, as soon as I hit on, it turned it on, but... when it's off, I can't tell if it's actually off. Okay, I'll just back out of that then. Because there might be some pressure, residual pressure in it that's keeping it running. I don't know. Or maybe it's just, I don't know. I don't think that all of it is, you know, functional. Obviously, there's some things that you can't do. But yeah, I think that does it on that. And I could go back and check generic OBDII and see if there's any additional testing I can do on that. But if not, then that's where we're going to leave it, I guess. Okay, so it doesn't appear that there's any bidirectional tool controls on OBDII. However, though, it's kind of cool though. I see this list here where it gives the value of different things. It says everything is okay, but then it says exhaust gas sensor heater monitor fail, obviously because I think it's got like a broken wire or something. But I thought that was kind of neat. It has that. And of course you have like, no, that's not what I want. I didn't want to read freeze frame data. Let's back out. I want live data. Okay, number of DTC stored. So this has a little bit different, like throttle position, pedal position, D and E, airflow rate, ambient air, barometric pressure, command evaporative purge, throttle actuator. There's a lot of I mean, some of these were also under the regular one, but I feel like this has like more things that you can look at, I guess. And of course you have your O2 sensor voltage. And there's some of these I think that don't actually work. Absolute throttle position 17%. I'm not exactly sure. Huh. That's interesting. It shows that it's red too. I don't know if increasing the throttle a little bit here. Yeah, that did change. So it must not go from 0 to 14 then. If at idle it's at 17%. Let's see, pedal position D. I don't think did that one increase? Yeah, that one increased too. Accelerator pedal position E, 8%. Yeah, that increased. Mass airflow, ambient air temperature, 12 degrees. Yeah, it's cold. Glad I'm in a nice warm car. Let's see, evaporative purge. That increases. Engine coolant temp, 199 degrees. There's your evaporative system vapor pressure. Fuel level input. Fuel system 1. I guess that's closed loop fault. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Let's see, BT. Is that top dead center maybe? It might be in degrees, maybe? I don't know. Intake air temperature 69 degrees. Intake manifold pressure, long-term filter long-term fuel trim bank 1. Intake manifold pressure, and then here's the O2 sensors. Got some squiggly lines there. I don't know. I thought, it's like the limited knowledge that I have on O2 sensors. I thought it was supposed to be like a clean line up, switching from lean to rich to lean. I thought it was a more clean line up and down. I mean, it's not terrible, but there are some jaggy whatever in the line. I don't know if that's, suggesting a bad O2 sensor. I mean, obviously it's switching, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, so I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. I'm just your average Joe that wanted to buy a scan tool to see if I could figure out the problem with the stupid car. Okay, so that's that. Like I said, I don't think there's really much I can do. Catalyst temperature, control module voltage, distance traveled. I think fuel system 2, I think, is not actually, doesn't actually exist. OBD requirements to which vehicle or engine is certified, relative throttle position. I don't think all these actually work. Or I think the second one I don't think works. Okay, again, all the throttle positions seem to suggest the same. I mean, the accelerator pedal position D seems to be a little bit off compared to the absolute throttle position. But I mean, they're pretty close, I guess. I mean, it's like within, what, 1%. Oh, wow. Catalyst temperature bank 1, sensor 1. That's crazy that it actually gives the actual, like, degrees. That's crazy. Super interesting, though. 203 degrees Fahrenheit on the engine coolant temp. Interesting. But yeah, we'll give it. See, the short-term fuel trim bank 1 sensor 2, just, it's non-existent. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and, I guess, go out and try one more time to get the thing to go in limp mode. Seems like it doesn't want to. So, alright, we're gonna give this one more go here. Okay. Alright, full beans, boys. Full beans. Get out on the road first. And full beans. Okay. I think I got my car back. I guess I just had to floor it enough. I guess it's not going to go into limp mode anymore. Well, I mean, that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. Yeah, I don't know. She's got the beans back, man. I had full acceleration on that one. I think I actually spun my tires a little bit too, which is crazy. We'll just call it there because it's back to normal. So I'm just gonna leave it here. I might include this recording though at the end of the video. I'm not exactly sure what order these things are gonna be in. But yeah, that's gonna be where I call it. So thank you all for coming out and watching. Take care and God bless, and hope to see you in the next video.